Yo, what up? What's the deal? What's going on? Beautiful people, happy Monday, happy mindful and miraculous Monday. Back again with another episode of SRDaily. I'm your boy, your host, Sean Martin. This is episode 639, kicking off week 129. Make Monday monumental. Set Fusan Kofa fresh on his love making trip to Cuba. Living life. But peace and love, man. Listen, I am inspired this morning. I am inspired. We're gonna talk about it on the show, but yesterday was incredible, top to bottom, right? I did laundry for the first time at a laundromat in Brooklyn, right? Building has a laundromat in it, but went to the laundromat first time yesterday, first time ever at a laundromat in Brooklyn. Here we are. This is life. This is life, man. You adjust, you adapt, and you go to places you don't want to fucking go. Fucking Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn, man. Shout out to Brooklyn. Brooklyn is dope. I've always loved Brooklyn. All right. I understood that there was conflicts between Queens and Brooklyn, but I've always loved Brooklyn, man. Love coming to Brooklyn, love visiting Brooklyn museums. Bring my children to the Brooklyn Children's Museum. Before having children, I put my nephew there, right, from Long Island. Obviously, since the Barclays, right, been at the Barclays. Brooklyn fucking Zoo. A lot of places. I've always loved Brooklyn, man. Brooklyn Botanical Gardens, I think, is fucking definitely one of the best in the city, right? Or the country, rather. I've been to a few botanical gardens. Brooklyn is dope. I love Brooklyn, man. Shout out to Brooklyn. So yeah, yesterday was epic, man. And so I'm here today, inspired. It is June 1st. May is done. We are officially in June, six month point of the year, right? Summer is officially coming in a few weeks, right? June 21st, June 20th, 21st, official date of summer, supposedly. All right, a lot of birthdays in June, man. My little brother's birthday. Kimona got a son birthday in June. Freaking who else birthdays in June? A lot of shit happening in June. My older brother birthday in June. My best friend's birthday in June. A lot of people's birthday in June, man. June is a lot. My son, my dad. June. I mean, every month has a lot of birthdays, right? But I know a lot of June folks, right? June Geminis and Cancers. Yeah, shout out, man. Shout out to the motherfucking Geminis and the Cancers. But yeah, man, I'm really inspired this morning, right? And I'm gonna tell you guys why later. All right. But just know that I've said it time and time again, multiple times in multiple various capacities. Anything is possible, and you can have exactly what you want if you're willing to work for it. And if you're willing to be patient enough for things to come together, right? If you're willing to work for it, and if you're willing to be patient enough, as things come together, you can have any fucking thing that you want in this fucking world. There are no limits to what you can think. There are no limits to what you can make happen. There are no limits to the miracles that can happen on your behalf, in your favor, right? And I experienced that yesterday in such an incredible way, man. And fucking sunset was beautiful yesterday. I missed the moon Saturday night, Sunday morning. Right, Sunday was the full moon yesterday, full blue moon. Right, I didn't see the moon, but I fucking saw the sunset yesterday, man. And that shit stopped me in my tracks for a moment. Like walking to Queensbridge, like yo, like I was just looking like this is God's majesty, and it never ceases to amaze me. And I asked the question a few times, you like sunsets or sunrises, and why? They're both fucking immaculate, man. And I don't know which one I like better. Maybe the sunset, because I'm already in the day and it's just a good calm to the day. Sunrise, obviously, a great way to start the day, right? With a beautiful sunrise. But I like being in the day, in my flow, and then like just being like stopped in my tracks by the fucking sunset, right? But listen, man, we're gonna get to the show. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Marston. You're tuning to SRDaily. This is episode 639. This is kicking off week 129 weeks of consistency. 639 episodes. Tomorrow is 640. That means in just 2 weeks it's going to be 650. And that is halfway there. That means in just 10 weeks after that, we'll be back at 700. Well, not back. We ain't never hit 700, but we'll be at our next milestone episode. And that's going to be 700 fucking episodes of the show, and that's 100 away from 800, which is 200 from 1,000. Once we hit 1,000 shows, man, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. You might just walk on water. You might gotta do the thing. You might go, yo. But I feel it. I feel a change coming. Everything inside of me is telling me that transformation is happening. Everything inside of me is telling me that abundance is birthright and it is here. And I'm right there because I said that to say, like, episode 1,000, that shit got to be in another country, right? We've done episodes in other cities, right, already, right? Just, being in a hotel or something like that, being, obviously on the beach in Miami. But we haven't done a live audience somewhere else. So I want to do a live audience. Maybe 700 or 800 would be in another state, another city, right? It'd be a live audience somewhere else. But for episode 1,000, live audience got to be in Africa somewhere. Like, we got to have a live African audience for episode 1,000. And that's a year or so, right? About a year or so away, because 700 is going to happen some point in August, September, I can't remember. And then 800 going to happen end of the year, early next year. And so 200 more episodes after that, which I think should be maybe the end of next year. Right. But yeah, anyway, let's get to the show, man. Once again, episode 639, week 129. I'm your boy, LaShawn Sugar Marston. We're going to start with our first segment of the day. Mona Love said, happy Just Do It June and happy Make It Happen Monday. Yes, all that fly shit. It's also Gun Violence Awareness Month. Like, I love my people. I love that we humans, we can do anything, right? Create a fucking month, a day, a week about any specific thing, right? Obviously is you can do it, and then to the other, you get other people involved and get other people involved and get the right people involved, and then it could be a citywide, national, global thing, statewide thing, right? So yeah, Gun Violence Awareness Month, this month, June. I'm gonna get into that. I'm committing myself to write a few articles throughout the month on gun violence. I am someone who could speak to it from multiple perspectives, right? Experienced it, like been hit, right? Went to prison for it, all right? And then been on both sides of the friends, right? The friends who end up going to prison because of it, and the friends who end up losing their life because of it, right? Friends on friends, right? I've seen it, I've experienced it. Yo, my chest looks good. Like, I'm looking at myself and I'm like, okay. Like, okay. And we I've been slipping, guys. I ain't worked out in a minute, but I'm like, okay, yeah, that's not like anyway, yeah. I'm gonna speak from multiple perspectives about this shit. There is a press conference tomorrow. I'm gonna talk about it more tomorrow show, but it's here in Brooklyn. I should have spoke about it today's news, right? But tomorrow, here in Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy Restoration Plaza, Gun Violence Awareness Month press conference kickoff, or whatever the fuck. Send me a flyer. I'm gonna post it, so you'll see it on my socials today. I'll post it today. Talk about it on the show tomorrow. I will not be speaking at that event. They said they already got speakers for that. They had selected all the speakers already, a while ago. But I will keep you guys posted. I am looking to do a talk this month on gun violence. All right. Again, from my perspective, and then the perspective of a brain coach, right? Like, not just talking about the problem, but why does the problem exist? Why is it persisting in spite of all of the programs and all of the protests and all of the shit? Why is the problem persisting, and what the fuck do we do about it? Right? That's going to be my perspective. That's what I'm going to speak from. Right? How do we get here, and what do we do to go forward? not in a generic hope for the best, pray for the worst, but real tangible solutions. Like what has to happen, like to help rewire some of these brains that are out here of people, not because it's not just young people, it's adults also. Freaking 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds and 30-year-olds are also doing the things, like, right? But all of that. Thank you guys for listening to that. Let's pull these notes up and let's get this thing started, right? Start with our first segment. Today's first segment is the word of the day. Today's word is interconnected. Interconnected. I was going to choose interdependent because it flows into what I'm going to talk about in a minute. But interconnected means being mutually or reciprocally connected, typically forming a complex network, system, or web of relationships. Some key characteristics. Let's read that one more time. Being interconnected. So I like to think that as humans, generally, human family, as Black folks, as folks of same religion, same culture, same ethnic group, live in the same community, in the same building, on the same block, right? Break this shit down as much as you want. Different groups, all of us, to some degree, in some capacity, are interconnected and interdependent, right? Interconnected and interdependent. That is my theory. That is my thought process. My motto is together we rise, right? You rise, I rise, I rise, you rise, we rise together, right? Like we wide, like it's just tongue twister. But to be interconnected means being mutually or reciprocally connected, typically forming a complex network, system, or web of relationships. Some key characteristics: mutual influence. Changes or events in one part of the network directly affect other parts. We are interconnected and interdependent. What you do and what happens in your fucking space impacts what happens in mine. Just like living in the building. What happens in your apartment ultimately impacts mine, right? Whether it's you live on top of me, right? You live on the side of me, right? There's a leak, eventually it can impact my shit. There's a fire, impacts my shit, right? There's infestation, impacts my shit. It lives on the same block, the trash, right? Okay, you don't take care of your trash properly. Eventually, rodents come, and not just now in your trash, in your house, right? Or at your house, but they come on the block, right? And again, you can spread out and see, right? Like how this shit, mutual influence, man. Changes or events in one part of the network directly affect other parts. Shared dependencies. Different elements rely on each other to function or make sense. Different elements function, right, or rely on each other to function or make sense. You have a fucking lamp and you have a light bulb. The lamp is just a tool that you can use for multiple things without the fucking light bulb. You can hold shit on it. You can do shit with it, right? The light bulb without the lamp is a fucking bulb that's not gonna light the fuck up unless it's connected to some shit, right? So you put it in the lamp and boom, they function, they work properly, right? Make shit work, makes sense, right? Because what the fuck is this? Like network structure, instead of isolated, independent pieces, interconnected things linked together at multiple points. I often say that although we are individuals, I love my individuality. Like I really, really value my individuality, and I am fully aware and grateful to be connected to a system, right? Like I'm a link in a chain. I'm an individual. I'm my own link. I'm my own person. I'm my own human. I do my own fucking thing, and I have a connection and a responsibility to others. And what I do impacts others. So this old saying of what you eat don't make me shit, that's bullshit. Like I get it. What you eat directly doesn't, but what you eat affects me. What you drink affects what you don't eat, impacts me. And we have to start thinking like that. We have to have that approach as a human family, as people who live in close proximity to each other. We have to start having an understanding, an overstanding, and an understanding that what one does impacts the other, near and far, directly and indirectly, both and all, right? So some examples in context: technology. The global internet is a massive network of interconnected computers and servers communicating across vast distances. World Wide Web, WWW. Economics and society. Global supply chains, financial markets, and health crises show how deeply interconnected the modern world is. This shit don't go right over here. This shit is impacted over here. Vice versa, in all ways, shapes, forms, of fucking fashions. Narrative. A television show or book series may feature interconnected storylines with separate character arcs constantly overlap and influence each other. And Yeah, that's the word of the day, man. Interconnected. Each of us are interconnected. You are interconnected with others. And yeah, we got work to do. We got work to do. We got shit to learn about ourselves, about each other. All right, and we can do it though. That's the dopest thing, that we can fucking do this shit, man. Let's go to our second segment of the day. See if we got any comments over here. Nope, no communication right there. Second segment is our need to know news of the day, and I gotta talk about yesterday, man. So I'm gonna talk about part of yesterday because the build of the day is gonna be the other part. All right, my brother Frank Bold, man. I got goosebumps. Number one, he dropped a fucking bomb on me yesterday. Like, TikTok, please. I'm not talking about a real, like, something happened outside. But he shared some news with me, right? Or made me an invitation, so to speak. That, like, yeah, I'm still stuck thinking about it. Anyway, that's one thing. Again, yesterday was phenomenal, top to bottom. Laundry with Mona, fucking walk to get some fruit, pick up some watermelon, nice walk through Brooklyn, right? Like sunset, art exhibit, like fucking dinner, fucking handmade burgers. My sister made fucking burgers from fucking scratch. She's not vegan or vegetarian, but she made them for me, right? And she's a cook. She is a cook, and them shit was busting. I've mentioned multiple times how Kimona is the toughest food critic I've ever met, I've ever heard of. I've never seen a critic so tough. She's the fucking toughest. She loved those burgers yesterday. Like, loved them. Like, the moment she's like, oh, yeah, this is good. This is, like, really, she said really, really, really good. Maybe 3 or 4 times, right? So yesterday was epic. So anyway, get back. My brother Frank Bold. Listen. So he is the founder of the Bold Art Society, right? Yeah, Bold Art Society is fucking collaboration of artists looking to create bold art, or individuals looking to create bold art, or creating bold art that positively impacts society. Bold Art Society. That is what he is working on, working towards executing. Had a class in the school, which is how I fucking met Kimona. And just did the play Courageous, right? Courageous, the musical. He's doing phenomenal things. Absolutely phenomenal. He's currently curating He is currently curating one of the dopest exhibits I've ever seen in my life. And one of the most important exhibits, because it's not just art, it's generational mutualism. Generational mutualism, that is the exhibit. It's in Harlem. It kicked off this past weekend. It's only for a week. Next Sunday is the final day. There's a closing reception next Sunday. You guys gotta be there. Like, this shit is man, listen. So one, the art is fascinating. The art in the space, fascinating. Sculptures, paintings, portraits, right? Multiple, like, types of sculptures, like multiple rooms, right, with different meanings, right? Generational mutualism is how different groups, past, present, future, support each other, need each other, depend on each other, interdependent and interconnected, right? And so there's a room that was specifically an ode in honor to Black women, right? The African woman, right? Mother of civilization, in the whole past, the pharaohs, right? Pyramids and shit. Yo, that's true. And my brain was just like, what is really possible? Like, what? I'm inspired thoroughly, right? So I was there for the tour. Again, the art is fascinating, but the concept of generational mutualism, like, I did a short interview with brother yesterday, right? With the brother Bold. Before the tour started, I did a short interview with him. I interviewed him. And like, yeah, generational mutualism, profound. So let's talk about it. Generational mutualism is the practice of different generations actively collaborating, sharing resources, and supporting one another, ensuring that the benefits of an investment flow back and forth over time. I actually want to pull up a little more of it right here. I got some other notes I would like to pull up and talk about, build on, right? So generational mutualism, again, cooperative, different definition, a cooperative relationship between different age groups or biological generations where both parties provide reciprocal right? Benefits: ensuring mutual survival and development. This concept is explored across two main disciplines. You got ecology and evolutionary biology. Important, right? In biology, generational mutualism, also known as intergenerational reciprocity, describes social dynamics where older and younger individuals aid each other, usually to preserve the species or group. Older and younger. Raymond and I was working on this shit in Queensbridge 15, 16, 17 years ago, right? Like connecting the older with the younger. And we had a program we tried to create, right? We didn't, but still could be created. And yeah, if somebody out there is working in this space, specifically intergenerational mutualism, I would love to give them this concept and see if we can create it in any community, right? But it's a very specific way to bring adults and elders specifically and youth together. And one of the things that we did do successfully in Queensbridge, working with the Reese was we created the senior garden, and there were times when we brought young people in to work with the seniors in the garden. All right, young people as volunteers come work with the seniors in the garden. That was epic. That was dope. Right. Even my daughter had a play in that. Right, not just in the Reese, but in Queensbridge, working with an elder to plant some. I think they were daffodils years ago. Right, like mash. Yo, shit's dope. Right. So anyway, cooperative breeding, often observed in bird and mammal species. Non-breeding helpers, the younger generation, invest in raising the offspring of dominant breeders, older generations. In return, the younger generation gains protection, vital rearing experience, and eventually inherits prime territory when the older generation passes. Fucking important shit. Survival maintenance. This cooperation between generations of unrelated or related individuals is crucial for group augmentation, ensuring the overall resilience of the community against predators or environmental stress. Powerful. Then you have sociology and community building. Directly, like all of it directly impacts us, right? In human context, generational mutualism refers to the intentional sharing of resources, knowledge, and labor across different age demographics to create thriving intergenerational societies. Knowledge exchange. Older generations offer historical context, institutional memory, and mentorship, while younger generations contribute fresh perspectives, technological adaptability, and localized energy. Equitable coexistence rather than favoring one age group over another, like youth-centric, right? Oh, this is youth-led, this is youth this. Great shit, right? But intergenerational, right? Generational mutualism. Or retirement-centric model. This is just for the elders, just for the seniors. Like, damn, there's a way. And there's a space for everything, right? So there's a space for the retirement-centric, right, models, and there's a space for the youth-centric models, right? So generational mutualism focuses on symbiosis, where communities ensure that every stage of life supports, respects, and receives value from the others. Extremely important. And you can see examples of this, of human generational mutualism locally here in New York City, right? By the community-driven networks such as the Buy Nothing Project. Each borough has a Buy Nothing, right? Or by attending intergenerational dialogues and cultural exchange events hosted across the city. Yeah, super dope. Yeah, we about to get into that. Sister Mecca, what's the deal? What's the deal, big sis? Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Yeah, Mona's at that house. We about to get into that. Let's go to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment tip of the day. Today's tip is very simple. Please take your time building what you want. Take your time building exactly what you want, the fucking way that you want to do. Not rush your process because other people want you to hurry up. Move according to your time and desires, not other people's, especially when you're not working on things for them. You're not working for them. You're not working on things for them. You're working on shit for yourself. Take your fucking time and do that shit the way that you want to do it, right? Make it happen the way you want to make it, the way you want to make it happen. That's going to lead to the fourth segment. So, build of the day. Yesterday's exhibit, Generational Mutualism. Debut Saturday the 30th. They had some music. Yesterday the 31st, it was the tour. Discussion. I was in discussion. I led a meditation, guided meditation. Was in conversation with Frank Ball, the curator. Kimona came up behind me, and she did. She led some breathing as well. Breathing exercises isn't just muscle relaxation thing, right? Taking people from the top to the bottom, just some stretching, super dope. Then she was in conversation. She had some juices on deck. Miss Juicy was on deck, sold some juices, got some people, right, talking about health, right? One sister was like, yo, I ain't really eat healthy all week. Like, yo, think like, and that's what's so dope about just the intergenerational, right, mutualism, and then having like just bringing different people together, because like something that somebody does could spark a thought in another person that without that person and that thing, that service, that product, they may not have even thought about that shit. Like, would she have like consciously said out loud so she could hear herself that she has not eaten well? I don't fucking know. First time meeting her, right? I have zero idea, but I do know that because of the juices, because of Kimona being there, because of her talking about wellness, the sister was able to mention out loud. I heard it. It was like, yo, I ain't been eating really good all day. Like, I mean, all week. I had a week. Like, incredible shit. Then she's a curator. Then she was in conversation. She was the fireside chat. Incredible. The exhibit is in the house. It's in the house in Harlem. I want to say without a doubt, but I'm trying to think about. I've been in a few nice houses, right, that were built, right, but this house, 5 stories in Harlem, built from fucking scratch, completely different than every house on the block, completely different than every house in Harlem, every house that I've seen in New York City. Like, I can't explain it. My goodness, Kimona said that house. Haitian brother spent 20 plus years building this house, building this shit. 4 stories, and then he says something at the top. I don't even remember what's at the fucking top, but 4 stories, fucking penthouse, art studio. Turned this fucking, fucking breathtaking. Atriums, fucking water, fucking shit, sprinkler. I don't know what the fuck. She's the most beautiful house I've ever been in. Hands down. I think I've probably been in bigger houses, like more spacious, but the motherfucker's bedroom, he got a urinal. He had a urinal in his bedroom behind the wall, though, so that he don't got to get up and go to the bathroom when he needs to get. He's built a urinal behind the wall. Push the wall moves, the urinal is there. Stand up and pee. The bathroom, you walked in the bathroom, it's the walls, a tub, fucking all type of shit in there. Got the whirlpool shit. The bedroom was on the other side. He moved the wall. The wall moves. You can see the bedroom to the bathroom, like clear as day. Like, holy shit. What an inspiration. Backyard, like, had in the pyramid room, one of the tables, the pyramid was on. You push that if you want to, you push the button, the shit rises. Backyard turned into a fucking meditation and putting space. It's gonna put some fucking grass and lights and like, yeah, I can't explain it. The most beautiful house I've ever been in. And so it just made me think about something that Tupac said years ago. As long as one of us got it, some of us got it. And the first thing I said to Kimona yesterday, I was like, yo, it's possible. Our dreams, your dreams, my dreams, they are possible. Anything, and I say it, anything and everything is possible. He spent 20 plus years building a house, lived other places, has an artist, right? Was an accomplished artist in high school, went to architecture, right? Blending his love for art, which architecture is art, but it's fine arts and architecture, blending that shit, and built this house with his team. Built this fucking shit. He said it took so long because he had something. He said he redid one of the floors 3 or 4 times, right? Like Tupac said, as long as one of us got it, some of us got it. And so as long as there's a brother who I know who was there yesterday, right? He's alive. He's walking, got a little limp, right? Got a boot, hurt his foot, hurt his leg, whatever he hurt, right? Got a boot on, but he's alive. He's well. He's walking. He's talking. He's alive now. Black man, spent 20 years. Haitian man, 20 plus years building a house in Harlem. Like, it's fucking possible, man. Like, so allow the success of others to inspire you, to fuel your creativity, right? Because now I'm just looking and I'm like, some of those pyramids, it was real sand there. I'm like, what if the sand was coming? Like, my brain is just like, whew, I can't wait to interview him. And I spoke to the brother Bo yesterday. I was like, yo, we got an interview. He's like, he want to do an interview. I mentioned it to him. He's like, no, I'll do the interview. So, Bo, we got to go interview him. Because he bought the property 20 plus years ago. A lot changed in 20 plus years. He spoke about how when he started, phone people still had landlines, and so he had the house wired. He said then people stopped using wiring, so he had to redo that shit, bring in the person again to undo the wiring and make it wireless. Like, so much went into it. So like, there's a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge from his experience alone that so many of us can take from. I'm inspired, and I'm looking forward to the interview. I gotta actually follow up with this brother today, see if we can go do it today. Bo said he gotta, yo, dope shit, man. Dope shit. Generational Mutualism is open until Sunday the 7th. There is something going on Saturday, Friday and Saturday. Friday's the 5th, Saturday's the 6th, and then Sunday's the 7th. Yes, next weekend is also stuff going on. So look up, Google Generational Mutualism. If you follow Frank Bo, look on his page, right? Bold Art Society. Hit him up directly if you want to learn more, the times, and you want to be there. I know that, like, yeah, shit is beautiful. And Mona just added the last thing. It's not that he designed and built it himself, and not just for him, but for the community. That's exactly what's dope. He built that shit to be a hub, to be a space, to be a cultural space, an art and cultural space for us. And I ain't got no more to say other than that, man. I'm inspired, and I know I'm in the right place. I know I'm on the right time. I know things are not, as I say oftentimes, things are not ideal, but things are perfect. Things are on God's timing, and I'm never going to argue with the timing of the divine, because I know that it's all working out. It's all already worked out. Yesterday was an example of that. The walk, the Brooklyn. I seen my boy on the walk. I ain't seen my boy in like 10 years. He's like, oh, Sugar Ray. Boy I grew up with, used to play ball with, lives in Brooklyn. I ain't seen him in about 10 years. See him on social media, right? Like every so often, right? But I haven't seen him in person in maybe more than 10 years, right? But seen him yesterday. Beautiful walk, beautiful talk. Got some fruit, right? Like food, handmade, fucking burgers from scratch, art shit, sunset, perfect day. Yo, I love you guys, man. That's the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marcy. You're tuning in to SR Daily, episode 639, kicking off week 129. Look up Generational Mutualism. Get involved. Tomorrow, press conference here in Brooklyn. Pay attention to my pages. I'm going to post it a little later, the flyer, the address, the time, all that shit. I think it's 10 a.m. Restoration Plaza. So 10 a.m. Restoration Plaza. Again, you can look up gun violence awareness press conference in Brooklyn 2026, and it should pop up. But listen, I love you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. Love yourself, man. Love each other, man. Like, have a beautiful fucking day. It's gonna be a beautiful week here in New York City. Enjoy all this shit, man. Remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up. The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love.